Now, obviously, Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 for Treyarch are extremely successful. Some of the best Call of Duty games, and during that time, they kind of established themselves as the powerhouse developer out of the three main ones. Now we have obviously Sledgehammer Games, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch. Now, Treyarch kind of, I guess, like figured out the correct formula overall for Call of Duty with esports, with zombies obviously, and then with multiplayer, where the fans really flock to their games. They're always high selling games, they always do extremely well overall, and there's the really good thing about Treyarch is they're still supporting games. They just put out like a patch like last week, and people are still playing the game a lot. It still has pretty good numbers, and overall obviously Zombies is considered to be the best out of the three developers. So now with the next Treyarch game coming on the horizon in 2018, this is my theory about what it's going to be. With the success of the Black Ops series, I think that the next Treyarch game is going to be Black Ops 4. Now, the reason I think this is because obviously they're going to continue on that road. Now, back in the day when Modern Warfare 3 was over, everyone was hoping they were going to make a Modern Warfare 4 game, and they ended up making Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, the difference between that is if they didn't make Call of Duty Ghost and made Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, a lot more people would have bought the game. But since it was called Call of Duty Ghost, they had a whole new IP and it didn't really do as well. A lot of people didn't like it, and maybe if it was Modern Warfare 4, it would have been more successful. Now, that really is something that I think applies to this, because if Treyarch ended up making its own, new IP, then it probably wouldn't do as well as the name Black Ops would. And that's where I think is really what they're going to be doing. But that's the name of the game, but there's still a lot of other things going on. Now, we have, a bunch of different possible scenarios of where this game could take place. Now, I personally would really like to see a story with Woods and the beginning of Woods' career before he ended up having all the stuff in Black Ops 1. Maybe the Korean War, things like that would be a really cool time period. But also, what if it went to the future? In Call of Duty Ghost, basically it was like an Armageddon situation where society was pretty much all destroyed, like an EMP or nuke went off or something, huge earthquake. I don't really remember the whole thing, but I did play the campaign and enjoyed it. But basically that was like a whole end time scenario. So what if in Black Ops 4 an EMP goes off and we're stuck using, the basic survival techniques? They could still have futuristic weapons like in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, and they could still have good weapons overall, but it would just be kind of more of a turned down, broken up map or game in a sense where everything's destroyed, kind of like some of the things that we have seen in Black Ops 2 where there was a lot of stuff like that. Now, since Call of Duty Ghosts already did this, I really don't think that they're going to do that though, just because it's kind of something that we've already seen. Treyarch needs to think of something different and also include the Black Ops 4 name. Now, another thing they could do is they could name it like Call of Duty Black Ops Iron Wolf, which was actually a code name for, I think, Black Ops 2. Now, that's something else that they could totally do, and I think as long as they keep Black Ops in the name for the next Treyarch game, it's going to do well no matter what. Now, Zombies is not affected by wherever this game takes place because we know it's a separate entity. Look at Black Ops 3. It was 2065 in multiplayer, but in Black Ops 3 it was taking place during World War II and things like that for Zombies. So that doesn't affect it at all. But basically, I just wanted to make this video kind of wanting to gauge you guys and what you think the next Treyarch game is going to be, because personally, I think it's going to take place in the Korean War in the 1950s. There's no way they're going to make a Call of Duty World War II game because we already have that from Sledgehammer. World at War was really good, but there's no way they're going to make a World at War II. And trust me when it says that, there's no way they're going to make a World War II game. There's only so many weapons, and we already see that Sledgehammer basically used every weapon from World at War already. I mean, there's a few others sprinkled in there as well, but seriously, all the weapons are pretty much the same because there's only certain weapons you can use, and it would make complete no sense at all whatsoever for them to make a World War II game at all. It just does not make sense at all. So now, last but not least, guys, I want to know where you think this next Treyarch game is going to take place. What time period do you think this is going to take place in? Like I said, I think it's going to be Korea. That just makes perfect sense to me. It's something that hasn't really been explored. And also, they had Vietnam for Black Ops 1, which is a good time period. There's something else they could do there, I'm sure. And Treyarch always has a good way of telling a good story, and especially have been extremely successful in past time periods. So I think that Treyarch right now for Black Ops 4 is going to be sometime in the 1950s plus. Now, that is my personal opinion of what I think, but I'd really like to see what you guys would have to say as well. So thank you for watching. I know this video is kind of out there and it was kind of just a crazy theory. I like making theories. It's just really cool to think about because you kind of hypothesize what you're going to see, and then, you know, in a few months time you get to see if you're actually correct, which is always fun. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.